welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 17.
17?
We're 17 in, so
wow.
It's a little over 3 months, I guess we've been doing it.
Since April.
Yeah, just before the fling. I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les.
And I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
Or Lala Knits, or Lala's Knits, or
I have minions.
some derivative of Lala. And this is our post-Tempted Weekend episode. We were going to record there, but
we had too much fun.
we were. I mean, it was at one point Saturday. I thought maybe we should stop and record. But I'm like, I don't really feel like it. I'm enjoying myself. I don't want to stop and set up the lights and whatever. So sorry that we couldn't bring you anything from Stacy's house, but it was epic, and I can't wait to go back.
It was lots of fun.
It was.
We still have, someone put on Plurk that they hope I'm recovering from my yarn hangover.
It kind of was.
It's a yarn hangover.
We got home last night, and I think I knit like a row on what I was working on, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything, but I don't feel like going to bed. I want to go back. So, anyway, works in progress. Why don't you talk about what you're working on?
Okay. I am working on a new pair of socks. Because we went to Tempted and we had lots of knitting time, I had just started the toe of this one at the Charlaine Harris book signing, which we'll talk about later. And here's the first one. And I'm already doing gusset increases on the second one. And the fiber is one of the very first fibers I bought on Etsy.
And this was how many years ago?
3 or 4 years ago? 3, I think.
So you should tell everybody what you did with your yarn at that point in time.
Okay, so at that point, I had found the Loopy U, and I was addicted to the Loopy U, and I was spending way too much money there, like every week.
Yeah.
I was ordering yarn, and I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore, I gotta stop. But it's addictive. Yarn's addictive.
It really is.
What I did at that point was I get my yarn, and as soon as I'd wait a couple days and squish it and fondle it, and I'd be like, oh, I want to get more yarn. And instead of getting more yarn, I'd wind the yarn that I had already got into cakes. So this was one of my yarn cakes that's been sitting in my stash. I did that with this. I did that with some...
There was quite a few. I remember going to your house, and you had like a
some
full
Fearless
cube
Fibers.
full of it.
Diabolical. I love her names. They're so funny. She does villain and hero names.
Oh, really?
Hers are funny. And in fact, I have a black with different colors, and it's really pretty. That might be my next one that I use up. And just let's see what else was there. Merlin the cat. A lot of people who are like Ash. This is Ashley's Fiber Oasis, and she doesn't dye on Etsy anymore. I don't know if she's dyeing in general or not. But it's a lot of dyers that no longer dye or were indie dyers for just a short point of time. So I'm using up a whole bunch of that yarn, and it's really cool. It's kind of like going back in time to see all this stuff. I know I have some opal.
I love doing that, going through my drawers and going, I forgot I had this. I should cast something on right now. I mean, I never do, but
yeah,
I've got some great stuff that's not even on my Ravelry stash.
I don't, what's on my Ravelry stashes
was accurate, for a few days back in 2006.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did that when I first got on Ravelry, which was I think I got it in, April of that first year I'd heard about it.
I got it in September something in 2007. I heard about it from you.
Yeah.
So I went home and immediately signed up, and it took me 3 weeks to get my invitation.
Yeah, it was a long time back then when it was still total beta, and those were the days.
Although, the more people that join, it's more effective as for the tool that it is.
But you can always tell, the older people, because it'll be Stacy. They have real names. Lala wasn't taken yet, so it was really easy to get. It's a lot of people who...
First one in.
First one in. I can't say that about many
doing
things.
On your stash down?
Ooh,
because for anybody that didn't know, Laura at the beginning of the summer, she's a teacher, so she gets summer off and does a lot of travel, was going to do a 50 skein stash down.
Well, I still am working on the log cabin. I'll pull that up.
Because that's another one of her works in progress.
It's actually, I'm at a point where I'm picking up stitches, so you can see I'm going across that top border and picking up for the next one. And as soon as I finish this, well, I finish something else that I'll show you later, I'll be down to 8 skeins to go. If I finish those socks, that'll make it 7.
And that gives you still have 2
weeks.
weeks before school
2
starts?
weeks. School resumes for me, for teachers, it's August 2nd. I have to go in that Friday, but my goal was to get stuff done by August 2nd. So I have 2 weeks to finish this.
Because the kids go back on the 5th of August,
yep.
which is my 30th birthday, by the way.
Yay!
So
if I finish this, I actually have 28 to go. This will take care of 20. And then I'll have to find stuff to knit for the next 8. Jessica and I are racing.
yes,
so that'll take care of 3.
Jessica, show me your knits, and Laura are going to do a featherweight cardi.
We are. And that takes 3 skeins of lace weight. And I have 6 skeins of lace weight in my stash in 2 different, well, I have more than that. But I have 3 different colorways that I have enough to do it. I have some knit picks, and I have 2 different colorways of Malabrigo. One's Wales Road, and I think it's a variegated, but I think that's what I'm going to do mine out of.
That's an interesting choice.
I got it when Wool Girl was discounting all her stuff. I got it to do something else. It was another sweater. Give me a second and I'll think about it. Oh, it was in a knit scene. It's in the knit scene before the one that just came out, and it's pleated up here. It's very cute.
I don't remember that kind of stuff.
It's green.
Like you did.
Geocentric.
Oh, geodesic. Yeah, okay.
There we go. I got it for that.
I forgot, but yeah, I remember you saying that now.
So, there's been a lot of patterns lately that have used lace weight, like on size 4s for sweaters.
Yeah.
And I like that because big girl
don't need chunky yarn.
Don't need chunky yarn to make me bigger.
Yeah. And there's some that you can get away with it, but it's few and far between when it comes to chunky weight yarn.
And we're talking about that later.
Yeah.
Because we're reviewing something. So, we'll get to that in a little bit. What are you knitting on?
Well, what I should be knitting on is my Pitaloop, Friends of Pete Pitaloop square.
Shit, I have to do that too. And I also just pulled out all my needle. Keep going.
That's making me a little nervous. But, yeah, so I should be working on that, but I'm not. So I'm working on a scarf out of hand spun. This was something I got from the Loopy U. 2009 Spring Fling. It was Yarn Love Juliet was the roving, and it's hand spun into a 2-ply. And of course, me being the Nazi that I am about color, I mostly plied it where the colors are together. This is what it looks like.
It's very pretty.
So the colors are pooling in a way that pleases me. So
I think it'll be a cute scarf. Are you going to keep that one?
Random, knit one, purl one. I don't know. Maybe not. I like the colors just fine, so possibly.
Perhaps.
We'll see.
I spun that up too at some point.
And I had forgotten what this was until we went to Tempted's house this weekend, and Sarah D saw it and was like, "Oh, I know what that is. I've spun that too." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." So I forgot what the colorway name is, but Sarah probably knows. But it's a nice worsted, just knit one, purl one with slip
That's pretty.
stitches.
That was very nice roving to spin from what I can remember.
And I've still got Sweet Sherry in there to spin. From
and
the
that's
same
what
Sarah was
spinning this weekend.
Yeah, and that was lovely.
You guys are fiber twins.
We are. We're soulmates. So finished objects. I finished my tessinating. Well, I only was obligated to knit one of 2 socks, and I knit the one. And I will probably eventually knit the other one, but not for a little while. So if that counts against me, then fuck it, that counts against me, because I'm not... I really wanted to light it on fire just because I had so much trouble with it, not the fault of the designer. But anyway, so that's done, and the only knitting I took with me to Stacy's was the scarf, or the yarn for the scarf, and the knit purl frog rippet socks by Debbie Lake. So
and those are so cute.
I finished these actually early. I finished these on Friday night, I think, and but we spent most of the weekend spinning, really. So they're done. They're for me. The dark green is Wilmaza and Sabrina and 100%, and the light green is Claudia's hand painted in mint that I got from the Loopy U. In fact, I think I got both of these colors from the Loopy U.
They're very pretty.
They're finished. They haven't been blocked yet.
Yay.
I just stuck them on here to show y'all. So these are finished.